Tell me honestly, does this feeling sound familiar? You wake up in the morning, but feel like your energy hasn't returned, as if you weren't resting all night, but unloading wagons? Your head is heavy, your eyelids feel like lead, and the first thought is, well, there goes age taking its toll again. But is it always just about age? We often blame the years, forgetting that right next to us on the bedside table lurks an unnoticed but very insidious thief of our sleep and health. Yes, I'm talking about our faithful companion, the mobile phone. After 70, our body becomes wiser, but also more sensitive. Our internal clocks, responsible for sleep and wakefulness, operate more finely, more delicately. And that bright little screen, those constant notifications, even its mere presence, it's like loud music during a quiet concert of our natural sleep. A phone next to the pillow isn't just a convenience. It is, forgive my bluntness, like leaving the door wide open for insomnia, anxiety, and morning fatigue. But don't rush to get upset. I promise you, by eliminating just this one habit, you will feel significantly more energetic. Your head will become clearer, and the morning will greet you not with tiredness, but with a smile. And all this, without complicated diets or expensive medications, just simple, accessible steps. Let's figure out together why this small gadget can become a big enemy of your rest and how to reclaim deep, healing sleep. Stay with me until the end, and you will learn simple secrets that can change your well-being for the better. Stay with me until the end, because some of these lessons might surprise you. 1. Blue light, the melatonin killer. So, the first and most important thing to understand is your phone emits blue light. Remember how, in your youth, the summer sun would wake us up early in the morning? Well, this blue light wakes up our brain in a similar way, even if it's deep night outside. It suppresses the production of melatonin, our main sleep hormone. Imagine melatonin as a small, caring gnome who comes with the onset of darkness to lull us to sleep, to immerse us in deep, restorative sleep. And the blue light from the screen is like a bright spotlight shining right into the gnome's eyes, shouting, "It's not time to sleep yet. Work." And the poor gnome hides while we toss and turn, unable to fall asleep. Sleep becomes shallow, intermittent. I remember the story of Eleanor. She was 72. Before bed, she loved looking through photos of her grandchildren on her phone, replying to messages from friends. She'd say, "It calms me down. I feel connected to my loved ones." But every morning she woke up with a headache and absolutely no energy. "It's old age. What can you do?" she sighed. We talked for a long time, and I suggested a simple experiment. Put the phone in another room an hour before sleep. At first, she resisted. How can I manage without it? What if something important happens? It was real internal discomfort. The habit had a strong hold on her, but she decided to try. The first couple of nights felt strange, her hand reaching for the empty spot on the nightstand. And then she started noticing that she was falling asleep faster, not in an hour or an hour and a half like before, but in about 20-30 minutes. In the morning, her head felt fresher, and for the first time in a long while, she woke up before her alarm, feeling rested. Physiologically, it's simple. Without the blue light, her melatonin gnome could finally do its job peacefully. Psychologically, the stay awake signal was gone. The brain received the rest. Command. What's the benefit for you? You'll start falling asleep faster, your sleep will become deeper, and your mornings more energetic. Try putting your phone away from the bedroom for at least a week, starting an hour before bed. Give your melatonin a chance to truly lull you to sleep. 2. Sounds and vibrations, thieves of deep sleep. The second point is sounds and vibrations. Even if you put your phone on silent mode, vibration often remains, or a quiet notification sound from some app. You might think you're asleep and don't hear it, but our brain, especially as we age, becomes a sensitive guardian. Even quiet signals can pull us out of the deep sleep phase, the most crucial phase for restoring energy, for repairing our body, for strengthening memory. Imagine your sleep is a quiet harbor, where your ship, your body, is patching up holes and gathering strength for a new voyage. And every notification, every vibration signal is like a small wave hitting the hull, preventing the ship from fully settling, constantly keeping the crew on edge. You might seem asleep, but you're not getting complete rest. Sleep becomes choppy, fragmented. Arthur, he was 75, always kept his phone nearby. He was convinced he had to be on call 24/7. What if his children or grandchildren needed something during the night? He set it to the quietest mode, but admitted he still often woke up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason, and in the morning felt as if he hadn't slept at all. He was proud of his responsibility but paid for it with his health. His before was constant subconscious anxiety and interrupted sleep. We discussed it, and he agreed to try the Do Not Disturb mode, adding the numbers of his closest family members as exceptions. He was afraid of missing something important, but it turned out that during the first week of silence, there were no emergency night calls. However, Arthur himself slept through the entire night without waking up for the first time in many years. He later recounted with amazement, "I feel like I was born again." Turns out, you can sleep that soundly. Physiologically, his brain stopped reacting to microstimuli, allowing itself to sink into deep sleep phases. Psychologically, the underlying anticipation of a signal disappeared, the tension eased. What's the benefit for you? Your sleep will become more continuous. You'll sleep better and feel calmer and more confident during the day. Don't be afraid to disconnect for the night. Set up emergency calls from your closest loved ones and let everything else wait until morning. Give yourself a night of true silence. If you're still watching this video and find the information useful, please write the number 2 in the comments or something nice if what I'm talking about is helpful to you so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time to fix that. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. All right, let's move on. 3. Electromagnetic radiation and anxiety. The third aspect, much debated but definitely affecting our well-being, is the possible influence of electromagnetic radiation, EMR, and the anxiety associated with it. Science hasn't yet given a definitive answer on how harmful phone radiation is at arm's length. But let's look at it from another angle. Many of us have read articles, heard discussions about the potential harm of EMR. Even if you don't believe it 100%, somewhere in your subconscious, a little worm of doubt might linger. What if it really isn't healthy? And this thought, this quiet anxiety itself, prevents relaxation and falling asleep. The phone nearby is like an invisible source of worry, even if it's turned off or in airplane mode. It's similar to having some strange, humming device next to the bed. It might not be loud, but it creates a feeling of discomfort. Margaret, she was 78, was very worried about this. She read some article and became almost obsessed with the idea of harmful radiation. She started putting her phone under her pillow to protect herself from it, which of course is illogical, but her sleep got even worse. She constantly thought about it, waking up with a sense of anxiety. Her before was fear and obsessive thoughts, poisoning her night's rest. I advised her the simplest thing. Move the phone to another room at night, for example, the kitchen or hallway, and put it on charge there. She was skeptical at first. Will that really help? But she decided to try. And after just a few days, she said, "You know, I don't know if it's the radiation, but I feel much calmer sleeping. It's like the air in the bedroom is cleaner." Physiologically, perhaps some minimal exposure was removed, but the main thing was psychological. By removing the source of anxiety from the bedroom, she removed the anxiety itself. Her brain stopped subconsciously scanning the space for danger. What's the benefit for you? You'll get rid of subconscious worry, and your bedroom will truly become a zone of rest and safety. Simply move the phone further away at night. Let your bedroom be free from any potential irritants, real or imagined. Free up your space for sleep. 4. Psychological dependence and fear of missing out, FOMO. The fourth important point is psychological attachment. The phone has become our window to the world, a source of news, communication, and entertainment. And often, the last thing we do before sleep and the first thing we do upon waking is check our phone. We're afraid of missing something. This is called fear of missing out, or FOMO. This habit keeps our brain in a state of constant readiness, preventing it from relaxing and transitioning into rest mode. It's like trying to fall asleep at a train station. Something is always happening around you. The brain can't switch off. Keeping the phone nearby means constantly feeding this dependence, this anxiety. George, 71, admitted he literally couldn't fall asleep without scrolling through the newsfeed or checking his email. And in the morning, before even opening his eyes, his hand would automatically reach for the phone. He said, "I'm just keeping my finger on the pulse of events." But at the same time, he complained about mush in his head before bed and a difficult, slow awakening. His before was a brain overloaded with information, unable to switch off. We talked about creating phone-free zones. I suggested he introduce a rule. The phone stays outside the bedroom for an hour before sleep and the first hour after waking. No, just one last check in bed. It was very hard for him at first. Felt cut off from the world, he said. But after a week, he noticed something amazing. His thoughts before sleep became calmer. He started remembering pleasant moments of the day instead of worrying about the news. In the morning, instead of immediately grabbing the phone, he started doing light exercises, calmly drinking water. "It's like I got my morning and evening back," he said with a smile. Physiologically, the brain got time for a natural slowdown in the evening and a smooth awakening in the morning. Psychologically, the grip of dependence weakened, and a sense of control over his time and attention emerged. What's the benefit for you? You'll be able to switch more easily between activity and rest. Your mind will become calmer, and your morning more mindful and pleasant. Try setting boundaries. The bedroom is for sleep, not for news. Reclaim those precious hours of silence before sleep and after waking. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss new videos. Your support helps us continue creating useful and inspiring content for you. And now, let's continue. 5. The phone as an alarm clock, the convenience trap. The fifth reason the phone often ends up near the bed is the alarm clock function. Convenient, isn't it? One device for everything. But this very convenience becomes a trap. By using the phone as an alarm clock, we give ourselves an excuse to keep it nearby. And since it's nearby, the temptation to check it before sleep, at night if we wake up, or right after the alarm rings is huge. It's like keeping a box of chocolates on the nightstand if you've decided to limit sweets. The temptation is too great. Betty, she was 74, had used only her phone as an alarm clock for many years. Why do I need another device? She wondered. But she also admitted that often, when setting the alarm in the evening, she would get stuck on her phone for another half hour. Or, if she woke up during the night, the first thing she did was check the time on her phone, and then she might even check the news. Her before was constant access to the tempter, which interfered with proper rest. I suggested she buy the simplest, inexpensive electronic or even a good old-fashioned mechanical alarm clock. She laughed at first. Go back to the last century. But for the sake of the experiment, she bought a small electronic alarm clock with large numbers. She put it on her nightstand and left her phone charging in the living room. And what do you think? She said that this simple change removed a huge amount of temptation. In the evening, she set the alarm and went to sleep without distraction. At night, if she woke up, she only saw the time, without the temptation to go online. Physiologically, another reason for nighttime brain activity was gone. Psychologically, the main argument for keeping the phone in the bedroom disappeared. What's the benefit for you? You'll remove the main reason to keep your phone by the bed, thereby significantly reducing the temptation to use it at inappropriate times. Buy a simple alarm clock. It's a small investment in your big sound sleep. Send your phone on vacation outside the bedroom, at least for the night. 6. Replacing the habit, creating a ritual of calm. And the sixth, final piece of advice in the main part, simply removing the phone is only half the battle. It's important to fill the resulting void with something useful and pleasant. If you're used to scrolling through feeds or playing games on your phone before bed, you need to create a new, healthy bedtime ritual. Nature abhors a vacuum, and if you simply forbid yourself something, the old habit might return. Imagine you removed a weed, the phone before bed, but left bare earth. Another weed might grow there. But what if you plant a beautiful flower, a new ritual, in its place? Then it will be much harder for the weed to break through. David, 76, liked to play simple games on his tablet before sleep. He thought it helped him switch off his brain, but in reality, it was another form of blue light stimulation and mental activity. He had trouble falling asleep and often had anxious dreams. His before was an illusion of relaxation that actually hindered sleep. We discussed what he enjoyed doing before bed in his childhood and youth. It turned out he loved reading. I suggested he return to paper books or try audiobooks if his eyesight wasn't what it used to be. He was skeptical about audiobooks, but decided to try a paper one. He picked up a detective novel he'd long wanted to read. The first few days felt unusual. He wanted to reach for the tablet, but gradually he got into it. He noticed that reading a paper book calmed him in a completely different way. There was no bright light. His eyes didn't strain as much. The plot engaged him, but gently led him towards sleep. He started falling asleep with the book in his hands, like in his youth. His sleep became deeper, his dreams calmer. Physiologically, the brain received relaxation signals through rhythmic reading and the absence of blue light. Psychologically, a new, positive association formed: bed, section, coziness, book, peace. What's the benefit for you? You'll create a healthy habit that promotes falling asleep, making your evening time more pleasant and meaningful. Think about what calms you. Maybe it's reading a paper book, not an electronic one, listening to calm music or an audiobook via a simple player or speaker, not the phone nearby. Light stretching, a warm bath with herbs, a cup of herbal tea, caffeine-free, keeping a gratitude journal. Find your ritual of calm and make it part of your evening. Replace the harmful habit with a beneficial one, and your sleep will thank you. So you see, my dear friends, how much depends on such a seemingly small thing, where your phone spends the night. We've discussed 6 compelling reasons why, especially after 70, it's crucial to keep it far away from your bed. The blue light interfering with melatonin, the sounds and vibrations fragmenting sleep, the subconscious anxiety due to radiation and the mere proximity of the gadget, the psychological dependence preventing the brain from resting, the convenience trap of the alarm clock, and the lack of a healthy bedtime ritual. Your wisdom and life experience are invaluable assets. You have earned the right to quality rest, to energetic mornings, to a clear mind, and a good mood at any age. Don't let a small device steal this right from you. It's never too late to start making changes. Even one small step, like moving your phone to charge in another room tonight, can trigger a chain of positive changes. Remember the stories of Eleanor, Arthur, Margaret, George, Betty, David. They could do it, and so can you. You are stronger than any habit. Give yourself the luxury of real, deep, healing sleep. You deserve it.